Hi everyone, this is your boy Albert from Kingdom Finance Hub. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you one of my strategies that is used to increase my win rate in the market. Now this strategy is based on ICT Killzones. Yes, you heard me right, ICT Killzones and nothing else. So it doesn't involve any other indicators such as moving average, RSI and all that. No, it's purely based on using this kill zone. Not clear. Now, as always, this is for educational purposes and not a financial advice. So without wasting my time, let's jump straight into the video. All right, guys, this is how the strategy works. Okay, so ICT kill zone. So let's assume this is our Asia session. Okay, this is our Asia session. So I do that red. Okay, let's say this is our Asia session. So ideally, this is the high for our Asia, okay, and that is our low. Okay, cool. Now the next thing that we are waiting for is that we either wait for a break of the high or the low. Okay, we wait for a break of the high or the low. So for instance, let's say the Asian session is done, okay, and price begins to move. Okay, now whilst price range within the Asia session, we don't do anything. Okay, we don't do anything until we see a break of this high. Okay, until we see a break of this high. So immediately we see a break of this high, we enter to the upside. Okay, we enter a buy right here. Okay, now the same thing applies if we see a break, to the downside. In other words, if we see a break that takes the low, then we enter right here. Okay, so we take a sell. Okay, so we take a sell right here and we take a buy right here. Now we do this anytime there is a break. Is it now? Let's say we have our landing session. Okay, let's say this is the landing session. Let me turn it to some light yellow. So let's say this is the landing session. Okay, and this is the New York session. Okay, let's say this is the New York session. Okay, so obviously this becomes the high for London, the low for London, the high for New York, the low for New York. So ideally, now when we look at this very carefully, now because during the landing session there was no break of the high or low of the Asia, we don't take any trade here. Okay, but we see that during the New York session there was a break of the high. Okay, there was a break of the high of the landing session. So we take our trade right here, right at this break. We take our buy. Okay, we take our buy right here when the candlestick closes. Okay, then we target, like I said, we target a 1:1 risk reward ratio. Okay, we target a 1:1 risk reward ratio. Now in this strategy we keep it simple and tidy. Okay, we keep it simple and tidy. So guys, that is the concept behind the ICT kill zones. Now let's jump straight into the chart and let me show you the exact trades that we took last week from the 5th of January to the 9th of January, and let's see how we transform $200 account. Now as you can see, we are currently on gold. Okay, we're currently on gold 1 hour time frame. Now this strategy works on the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, it works on the 15 minutes time frame. So I'm going to switch down to the 15 minutes. As you can see, guys, we are on the 15 minutes time frame, and I'm going to load my indicator. So the indicator is called this one over here. So K Traders Kingdom Trade ICT Replay. Now, those of you that are using C Trader, this was created by myself. So in case you need this indicator, just let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to share with you. So here, what happens is that we need to set our parameters. Okay, so from the London session, we want it to start from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. From the New York, we want it to start from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And from the Asia, for the Asia, we can start from 11 p.m. But I prefer to use 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. We can also choose to show our labels where it will give us the sessions like Asia, London, and New York. But I prefer to keep it no, and the days to display to 15 days. Right, and in terms of color, let's use red for no, let's use red for Asia. Let's use yellow for London. Sorry, let's use yellow for London and green for New York. Okay, now when all is done, we add it to our chart, guys. So this is it. Okay, so we've added the key zones to our chart. So the purpose for the key zone is just showing us the high and low for each session. Right, so let me show you the exact trades that we took during this particular week. Now the Asia session is done and we can see the high for Asia and the low for Asia right here. So we patiently wait for a break of either the high or the low. Okay, we wait. Okay, guys, so this is a break of the Asia high. So we take our trade exactly at the close and we target 1,000 pips. Okay, so remember the risk to reward over here is 1,000 pips. Okay, 1:1. Okay, 1:1 risk reward ratio. Okay, so let's see how this trade plays out. Okay, so our take profit is hit. Okay, our take profit is hit. So what we are waiting for is that we mark the high and low for landing. Now let's wait for the landing to close. Okay, right, cool. So the landing session is done. Okay, we have our high and the low for landing, and we can see that after the landing session there is a break of this bearish engulfing candle. Okay, right, even though there's a wick, but this is a break. So based on our strategy, we are going to take a sell over here. Okay, we target 1,000 pips. Okay, we target 1,000 pips and let's see how this market plays out. Okay, so we have our second take profit. Now we're entering into the New York session. Okay, we enter into the New York section. So as always, because we've had a break of the landing low, we are not interested in the landing low again. No, so here what we're targeting really is the low of Asia and the high of what landing. So let's see what the market will do. So it looks as if the market is climbing up and we try to break the landing high, but this time around it failed. Now we see the second attempt where the market or the price broke the landing high. So which means based on our strategy, we are going to take a buy here. Okay, we target 1,000 pips. Okay, we target 1,000 pips. So let's see what happens. Okay, so this time around we had a loss. Okay, we had a loss. Okay, cool. Now let's move forward. So this is Tuesday, and as you can see, the Asia session is playing out. So always wait for the Asia session before you plan anything. So currently this was our low and that was our high because the Asian session is done. So we are waiting for a break of the low or high of Asia. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we had a break here. We're going to take our trade. We take a buy. 1:1 risk reward. Okay, cool. So let's see how this market played out. Okay, so we had a loss on this trade. Okay, so the landing session is done and there's no break at all of the high or low. Now we've entered into the New York session. Let's see, now there's a break of the New York session that is breaking the high of the landing session. So we take our buy here and we aim for 1,000 pips. Okay, we aim for 1,000 pips. Right, so let's see how this market played out. So that was a profit for us. Okay, so let's continue. So the New York session is done. Now let's move on to the following day. Now let's wait for the Asian session to play out, do what it wants to do. Now the Asian session is done, so we know that this is our high for Asia and that is our low for Asia. So we simply wait for a break of the Asia either to the high or the low. So we had a break of the low of Asia. So we take our trade here, we take a sell, we target 1,000 pips. Okay, now 1:1 risk reward. It's all right. So let's see how this market played out. Okay, so we were close to our take profit, but we had the price bounce back up. Now the price came down again and we have our take profit. Okay, now let's move on. Now we've entered into the New York session. And we want to see if there's going to be a break of the high of Asia. Now because we've already broken the low of Asia, now this is not valid anymore, so we will treat this as the low we are targeting. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we did not have any break over here. Now we've entered into the New York session. Okay, now because we've entered into the New York session again, we aiming for the high of London and the low of London. Okay, but ideally the low will serve as what? As a resistance. Okay, the low will serve as a resistance, so let's keep it right here. Okay, so the New York session is done and we had no break, so our target really is that. Okay, so let's see. So we've had a break of the New York session. Now since we've had a break of the New York session, we take our buy. One is to one. Okay, let's see. So that was profit hit. I'll take profit hit. Okay, so let's move to the next day, which is the Thursday, the 8th of January. Okay, so the 8th of January, we come right here. We wait for the Asia session to play out, and the Asian session is done. We know this is our low, we know that is our high. Okay, so as always, we wait for a break. Let's see. So we've had a break of the Asia low, so let's take our sell. We target 1,000 pips. Okay, and risk reward is just 1. Okay, so let's play it out. Okay, so we have our TP hit. Okay, we have our TP hit. Now let's move on to, because we entering into the New York session. Okay, now as we've entered into the New York session, let's see if there's going to be any break at all. Okay, landing session is done and we had no break. So this is the low and the high for landing. This is the low and high for landing. So ideally we wait for a break. So we had a break. Okay, we've entered into the New York session, guys. We tried to break the high of London, but we didn't. Now this candle stick did. Okay, so we are going to take a buy. Okay, we'll take a buy and we set our TP again, 1,000 pips, 1:1 risk reward. Okay, let's see how the market played out. Okay, so that is our profit hit. Okay, so we move to the Friday. Okay, we move to the Friday. So that's the Asia session playing out. Now the Asia session is done. So we mark, of course, the low and the high for Asia, and we patiently wait for a break of the low or high of Asia. Okay, so it tried to break but it was rejected. It tried to break again but it was rejected. Let's see, the third time it tried to break but it was what? It was rejected. Right, now let's see what the market did. Now for the fourth time it tried to break but it was rejected again. So the landing session is done. We had no break of the Asia high or low, so our target is the landing high or low. So let's see, now we've had a break here. Okay, so let's take our trade right here. Again, we just targeting 1,000 pips. Okay, we just targeting 1,000 pips. Okay, so guys, the okay, so that's our TP hit. Okay, now again, now notice that even after having our TP target hit, the price still moves up. Okay, the price still moves up. So now if you practice with this strategy and you're quite confident, like I said, you don't need to stick to 1:1 risk reward. Okay, you can have sometimes 1:2 or 1:3. Okay, now that's only if you've mastered this strategy, because there are other things that you may, because there are other things that you may need to take into consideration when you want to make, or when you want to apply this particular strategy. So guys, that is it. These are the trades that we took for the week. Okay, these are the trades that we took for the week. Okay, so notice that we were able to transform $200 to $516.30. Okay, now to me that is a massive gain. I mean, most traders out there will say this is nothing. I do acknowledge that, but for beginners, okay, that's why here we are honest traders. For beginners, trading with a small capital, I believe this is massive, because when we look at the percentage wise, this is over 100% increase within a week. Okay, over 100% increase within a week. Okay, just taking 0.05 lot on a $200 account. So within a week, within 5 days, we're able to transform, double the account. Okay, nearly tripling the account. That, to me, that's a great thing. So guys, thank you very much. If you found this video interesting, if you found this video useful, kindly hit the like and subscribe button. All right, thank you and see you in our next video.